Hey guys, thanks for tuning in for this week's episode of Scared NJ. Thanks to my new subscribers and people who watched my first video. Again, if you like this kind of stuff, please hit the like button, hit the share button, and subscribe. So for this week's story and stories in New Jersey, it's a little mixture of true crime and ghost story for just in time for Halloween. So here we go. Alright guys, welcome back. So this story is about a female college student who used to go to Trenton State College, which is now called College in New Jersey. It went through a few name changes through the years, but little background of College in New Jersey. It sits in Ewing, New Jersey. It started out in Trenton, then it got moved to Ewing, New Jersey. It's a small school. It's pretty difficult to get in there. You gotta have good grades, and you gotta have, I think it was like 1,300 SATs score. A lot of people do medicine, like do pre-med courses there and everything. So through the years, it's been relatively very small, but through the years they've done some upgrades, and now there's this college town where there's bars and restaurants, a gym there, Barnes and Noble. So it's pretty nice if you want to check it out. All right. Anyway, we'll go back to this. We'll go to the story. This story is about a female music major named Sigrid Stevenson. She was a 21-year-old young student who was a music major. I think she wanted to teach after graduation, teach music to people. She was a free spirit. That was the best description of her. She came from California, so she had that laid back tone to her. Like she went with the flow. That's how she lived, and unfortunately that's how she died as well. This was September 4th, 1977, so school was just about to start, and Sigrid went to the concert hall, which was Kendall Hall. It was a stage, there was a piano there, so this wasn't the first time of her doing this. That she would go on stage and play with the piano. But this particular, it was not like a weird thing for her to do, to sneak in there at night and practice. But this time, she was found deceased, bloody, and appeared to be bludgeoned to death. There was no signs of sexual assault or anything, even though she was naked. But her being naked practicing piano is not a surprising thing for Sigrid. So this has been a unsolved murder. It's been a cold case for years, and I think to this day they don't know who did it. So there's been the haunting stories over the years at school. Even to this day, lots of the students will tell you that, they still hear stories about it, or even feel things at Kendall Hall. Another background, there's a local psychic medium who went there, actually. I think it was, I forget when it was, but I think it was in the 90s. But anyway, I'll put the link of her website on the bio if you want to check her out. but she went there to investigate the hauntings and supposedly spoke to Sigrid's spirit. Um, she told her that on the night that she was murdered, she knew she was being watched. It was somebody that she knew. It was a man in uniform and had keys on his belt. It usually means those probably a maintenance guy. So on this night, he made advances which she did not like, and then somehow got violent, and um, she hit her with something and just bludgeoned her to death. And he left the facility and never to be found again. So we don't know who did it. Still, the police interviewed hundreds of people, from teachers to peers to her boyfriend. Her boyfriend was a fireman at the time, and he was out of town, which it checked out. Plus, there was no motive for him to kill her. So till now, it's an unsolved mystery. Okay. As far as stories goes for the hauntings, these are the fun parts. So she would, people would say that they hear things at nighttime when they walk by Kendall Hall. There was a funny story where a new couple that just started dating were having a walk at nighttime. It was like around close to winter time, so it was already dark, even like around 6-7 o'clock at night. So they were walking by Kendall Hall, and then they were actually talking about the story about Miss Stevenson. And then while they were walking past Kendall Hall, they heard piano playing. So then they looked at each other, and then they just bolted. And the funny part of it is that the guy that just outran the girlfriend. And honestly, I'd probably do the same thing. You could fight people that are trying to rob you, but you can't fight these things. No way. You can't see them. There's no chance. So other stories, people have done seances there and supposedly recorded a woman telling them to get out. Other stories from students that they would hear footsteps on stage. They would feel like somebody's following them. Doors being slammed, heavy doors that the wind can't push. So all these things happening over there. So yeah, if you're a TCNJ student, why don't you walk around Kendall Hall, see what you if you've experienced anything. So all right, folks, so that's a story for this week, and tune in for next week.